rolling and excited, and I don't realize that the microphone, for whatever reason, is muted. So starting over, sorry, TikTok, you're going to hear this again. Today we're going to talk about, this is the Closers Cafe. It's Friday, November 14th. Today we're going to talk about compounding your closings into more contacts, clients, contracts, and closings, right? So compounding, taking one result, one settlement, one closing, and turning that into more opportunities. More opportunities, meaning we need more contacts to get into conversation with so we can write more contracts and then have even more closings. Yesterday, I had settlement on a 2-unit property that I sold off market. I sold this 2-unit property off market for my client, Steve. This is the second property I've sold for him in the last 2 weeks. We had settlement last week on some vacant land, a buildable lot that he gave me the opportunity to help him sell. That one we did actually list on the open market. This 2-unit I sold off market to an awesome Amish fella in Lancaster County. That was great. We had settlement yesterday afternoon. And Steve is actually going to look at some land for $250,000 this afternoon. And he said, get ready, because as soon as I get back, I'm probably going to tell you to write up the offer. So that's not what today's about. Today's about how do we take yesterday's closing and compound it into more opportunities. And I'm going to show you 2 specific things that I do each time I have a settlement where it's applicable. And I'll explain what I mean where it's applicable, because there's not always the opportunity to do these 2 things, but most cases they are. So thing number one, make sure you get a review from your clients before or after closing. I have a settlement later this morning at 11 a.m. I already planted the seed with Jerry. He is thrilled. And I already asked him proactively. I gave him a heads up. Hey, I would love to get a rating and review from you on Google. And he said, all good. So number 1 is get a Google review. So here is how do you do that, right? Don't make it harder than it is. Let me find, where is Steve? Here's Steve. Here's my guy, Steve. This is what I sent him after settlement. Okay, settlement was at 3. I sent this at 5:30 last night. Appreciate the opportunity. Let me read it for you. I'll show it and I'll read it. Appreciate the opportunity to work with you. When you have a minute, if you could do me a huge favor and leave me a rating or review on Google, I'd greatly appreciate it. And then I put a link to where he can, when he goes to that link, it takes him directly to the opportunity to leave me a review. Okay. Would it be helpful if I show you how to do that, how to get that specific link on your Google business profile? Which, by the way, when I share my screen, if you're watching on TikTok, when I share my screen, you're going to want to hop over to Josh Schoenly Coaching on YouTube so you can actually see my screen. Let me know. I need someone to comment. Would it be helpful if I show you how to get that link? If not, I don't have to. The way I have this saved for myself to easily send the direct link to clients like Steve is I have created a shortened link, a shortened URL. So if you go to joshvips.com, joshvips.com /reviews, joshvips.com, joshvips.com /reviews, that will take you right to this. Okay, that will take you right to this. By the way, if you go there and you want to leave me a rating and review, they all help, right? Like, you know, I'm getting close to 100 reviews. I'm trying to get to 100. And I have a whole bunch of reviews from other real estate agents that talk about the value that I bring and you know, the help and support that I provide. So that is what I sent him. He then left me this review. Okay. That's the review he left me. I'm going to take this review and use it as a way to compound opportunities for me for free, doing social posting. I'm going to post on social media for free to create some compounding opportunities with that. That's the first strategy I want to share about compounding my closings. And then what I'm going to share, the second one I'm going to share will be it'll be direct mail. It's a just sold postcard that I'm specifically sending to other multifamily owners in that area. I'm going to share that after we actually do this posting strategy. Now, I've shown, this will be the fourth time this week. I missed Wednesday. This will be the fourth time this week that I'll show this exact organic posting strategy that you can all be doing for free. It costs you $0 to do this strategy. And it means that more people see you and more opportunities to remind them that you are in the business and you're helping folks. And whether it's people that already know, like, and trust you, or people that don't yet, that all is good and positive. So that's what we're going to start with. I already edited the image. I've shown this a couple of times earlier in the week. I already edited the image right here. I hit the I button. I already edited the image to add captions, keywords in the caption, and a location. Okay, that creates more signals to Google and Nextdoor and Facebook and Meta, all of those places, what this information, what this content is about. I'm going to airdrop this image. I think I already did, actually. I think I already airdropped this image. I did. Okay, I airdropped it this morning. Let me share my screen. So I'm going to start my screen share, not screen scare. Whatever. It's Friday. I haven't had enough coffee yet. Actually, I have had enough coffee. I'm going to start my screen share. If you're watching on TikTok and you want to see my screen, just come on over to Josh Schoenly Coaching on YouTube. So let's start sharing my screen. And the first thing I'm going to do, I already edited the image on my phone to add the geotag location and captions, etc. But I want to name the image as well. So that's another signal that I can use. So I'm going to say Josh Schoenly, EXP Realty, Best Realtor, Central PA. What else do I have in the, I'm going to try and match it somewhat to the captions that I have in here. Best Realtor for vacant land, investors, multifamily. What else do I have in here? Do I have realtor? Realty, best realtor, real estate agent, whatever. Okay. Now I'm going to start with Nextdoor. I'm going to start by posting on Nextdoor. So I'm going to go post here. I'm going to grab my image. And right here's the image. And the location, I'm going to put the specific location of the second property that I sold for Steve. This is a property in Manheim, Pennsylvania. And then I'm going to go and find on my profile here. I'm going to find a post that I can just use as my template, basically, as a shortcut to getting this out there. Come on. I know I have one here. Bear with me. No. There we go. Here it is. Copy this. Go over here. Okay. And so I'm gonna actually hashtag this. Thinking about selling your thinking about selling an unwanted property in Central PA. Let's chat. Go to joshvips.com, which is like my that's like my link tree. It's got all my contact info. You can save my contact card as well. If you're watching on TikTok, Josh Schoenly Coaching on YouTube, you can see my screen if you want to check that out. So I've got that, and then or call or text me direct. Now this is a very direct call to action. Okay, and I'll get very few people that actually take me up on it, but they're likely very motivated, right? So yesterday was very indirect. The posting strategy from yesterday was a curated list of bank-owned foreclosure properties. If you didn't see it yesterday, you can go back and check out the replay. That one was more indirect. That was more broad appeal. That one, isn't. You get more activity from that, but you get a lot of, kind of looky-loos and things like that. This is going very, very direct here. So I'm going to change just a few of the hashtags that I have down here to match where this property is and the the city, etc. That looks good to me. And I'm going to go ahead and post it on Nextdoor. Free post on Nextdoor. Costs nothing. Beautiful. Now, I'm going to go to Facebook. Step 2 in this process. There's basically 4 steps. We post to Nextdoor, we post to Facebook, we post to Google Business Profile, and then I will share it. I'll go back on Meta on Facebook and I'll share it into different groups so that I can get more activity and more potential opportunities. So I'm on Facebook. I'm going to switch to my business page, Josh Schoenly -EXP Realty. For those of you wondering, this morning's going to be a little bit shorter. My kids are off. There was like an in-service day. My daughter's already asking me, how long are you going to be live for? Because I want to go to my friends. That's not actually how she talks, but whatever. So I'm going to share, we're going to knock this out. I'm going to share the other strategy that I use to compound closings and create more opportunities. And then we're going to wrap it up for the week. There is more than enough for you to go back. If you just haven't had enough of your boy Josh this week, there's plenty more out there that you can go back and watch again or check out. Especially as I'm doing this, I'm highlighting the hashtags. Especially if you missed the workshop that we did on Wednesday, 3-step plan for closing 50 deals in 2026 with no ad budget. You absolutely should go check that out. It's in our free Skool community. The link is in the description. The Skool community is leads, listings, and leverage. It's under classrooms, classroom replays, and it's the most recent one. It is gold. Gold, Jerry. I tell you, it's gold. I don't know why I did that. Sorry. Here we go. Next and post. And then while that is posting, I'm going to bring up my Google Business Profile. And we're going to post, add post. I'm going to select image. I'm going to use this image. I'm going to paste in the same content. The button this time I'm going to use on my Google Business Profile, the button I'm going to use is to call now. To call now. So when someone goes and finds this, this post on my Google Business Profile, and some people may, I don't know, the call to action, the button, when they tap it, they can directly call me. Yesterday, it was a learn more button that sent them to an IDX squeeze page on Bold Trail. I mix it up. Some of you know what I'm doing there, but some of you don't. If you have kids, you know what I'm doing there. Just leave it at that. So I have to delete all of this. Actually, I'm just going to delete all this. I mean, it's just literally going to be thinking about selling an unwanted property in Central PA. Let's chat. Actually, here's what I'm going to do. Ooh, this is good. I have up to 1,500 words. So let's do this. Watch this. Redneck famous last words, right? Watch this. I'm sorry, man. I'm full of myself today. My goodness. Here we go. I am copying Steve's text from his review and putting that directly in here. It's a little redundant because I've got the screenshot of his review, but I mean, I have up to 1,500 words. It's a way that I can add some more context to the post itself, and we're going to go ahead and post it. Beautiful. And now the last step in this process, I'm going to go back to my full screen share. The last step in this process, this must be boring. I'm losing viewers. People don't find me as funny as I find myself, I guess. I don't know. What are you going to do? The last step in this process, I'm pulling up my Facebook app. I'm on my personal profile. Okay, my personal profile. And right here is my post on my business page. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share that to my story. Okay, I'm going to share that to my story. And I didn't add any other context with that. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share it into some groups. Okay, so I hit share again, and now I'm going to choose groups. And let's see here. Let me find, I'm not in a bunch of, I'm not in many. I'm not in many groups for the Lancaster area. So I'm just trying to find some that would be relevant. I'll go East Shore. There we go. I'll go Dauphin County. That's close enough to Dauphin. And honestly, and let's go, I'll do a couple Perry. So you can do up to 10 at a time. You can do up to 10 at a time. So I picked up to 10 and sharing to 10 groups, and then I'm going to share now. Okay. So that's the one strategy that I wanted to show today. Okay. The one strategy that I wanted to show today is for compounding your real estate closings and turning it into more opportunities. That's free. It takes no time and effort. You do have to get your client to give you a review, at least in that strategy. Although earlier in the week, I showed you where I don't have a review yet from Seth. I'll show this one. I don't have a review yet from Seth, but we're under contract, and I used the same process to share this right here. Okay, so just find ways to use results to compound your opportunities, okay, and create more contacts so you can have more conversations, so you can write more contracts, and then close more deals. Okay, so there we go. Number one off the list. I'm going to keep this morning is going to be short and sweet because I can feel my daughter getting anxious about wanting me to get her over to her friend's house to hang out. I mean, what are you going to do? That's such is life. Here we go. I think I'm still sharing my screen. So let me bring up. This is one of my favorite resources in this business. I have been talking about and using this platform for years and years. And it is, my buddy is the co-founder, full transparency, but I use this thing and I use it like crazy. And I've shared other ways that I use it on this, this very live stream. In particular, this monthly market update postcard that I send to a growing number of people every month to make sure that when they are ready to transact, when they are ready to buy, sell, or invest, or even potentially refinance, they reach out to me. It is insurance against those people that get that every month, forgetting that I'm in the business and going and working with someone else. Okay. That's not what we're going to use today, though. If you want help with that today, if you want help with that, just reach out. Today, I want to show you a just sold postcard that I ordered and is already in production this morning around the 2 unit that I sold, Steve's 2 unit that I sold off market. So I'm going to share the exact postcard. I'll talk you through the list that I'm sending it to, and I'll show the what's on the front, what's on the back, etc. If you want to get a free account with bonuses for this platform, go to growwithjosh.com, growwithjosh.com/thanks. growwithjosh.com/thanks. The link should also be in the description somewhere with this video. And if you can't find it, you still need it, just DM me or text me 717-571-0456. Okay. You can get a free account, and I've got some bonuses. and I can help you with the setup. We can do a strategy session around how do I turn this thing into more listings or more opportunities. I'm happy to help with any and all of that. Okay. This is, let me just make sure. Am I sharing my screen? Okay, good. This is the postcard that I scheduled for earlier this morning. Now it's only going to 43 property owners. It's only going to 43 property owners. I'll explain why and who they are in a minute. But first, this is the actual postcard. So this is the front of the postcard, and this is a picture of the 2-unit that I just sold off market. Now, this postcard, and this can be incredibly effective as well, even more effective than this. You can put the property owner's property on the front of the postcard, okay? Mine, this is the one that I get at my house. For whatever reason, in our neighborhood, we don't have Google Street View. We only have the map view. That's why it's showing the map view of my house. But most people that you would send these to, you can send the street view of their property. Why is that important? Because when you get a piece of direct mail and your property is on the front of the thing, you're going to look at it. Like, you're going to be curious and want to know what's going on here. You're going to want to check it out, okay? In this case, though, I put the 2-unit that I sold because I thought it just made more sense in this example, okay? But what is in here is I've merged in the address of the recipient's property, okay? So I'm going to read you copy. I'm going to explain what I've done here and the list that I'm sending to, and then we're going to come up, we're going to round the bend and come in for a landing here. Short session this morning. I got to get, I still haven't done my workout. Today's Fridays is pull-ups and dips. For those, I mean, I don't know why you would care, but regardless, and I've got to get that in. I've got a settlement at 11. I have a listing appointment or an appointment with a motivated seller at noon, and then I've got some Zoom sessions this afternoon. So full docket today. Anyway, back to the postcard here. And if you're watching on TikTok and you want to see the screen, go to Josh Schoenly Coaching on YouTube, and you can see my screen and what this looks like. So the front of the card, we just sold this 2-unit in Manheim. Parentheses, off market to a cash investor. Then in subtext, if you're curious what it sold for, or you'd be open to an offer on, and this is their multifamily property in Manheim, scan the QR code and let's chat. And the QR code in this instance is taking them to this page right here. I mentioned this earlier. This is the page also that I'm sending people to in the organic post that I shared, where people can go and they can save my contact, or they can check me out on socials, or they can tap to schedule a call, blah, blah, blah. You can see it here, okay? That's the front of the card, and that's where they go if they scan the QR code. Now, the really cool thing, too, about this is when they scan the QR code, I get a text and an email that says, who is this? Dallas Zimmerman just scanned the QR code on this postcard that you sent. Why is that relevant? Because then I can reach out to Dallas and said, hey, looks like you got our postcard. Would you be open to an offer on your property at 400 South Main Street? The back of the card. Hi, Dallas. We just sold the 2-unit at 344 South Charlotte Street in Manheim. Parentheses, off market to a cash investor. Obviously, we could only sell it to one investor, but we had 11 very interested buyers. And I have a grammatical error. It's been a while since this happened. This has happened here, but whatever. I have 11 very interested in buyers. Whatever. It should have said investor buyers, I think is what I was going for. But you know what I didn't do? I didn't follow my own advice, which I did yesterday on the live, which is read it out loud before hitting send. It's a good reminder for me. Anyway, the rest of the back. If you consider selling yours at 400 South Main Street, please call or text me at this. Or if you're just curious what 344 South Charlotte Street sold for, just scan the QR code to the right and let's chat. Thanks, Josh. And then in Pennsylvania, when I put my personal number, by law, I also have to put my my office number. Okay, so that's what that is. Now, who did I send this to? I sent this to a list. Yeah, no school today, Michelle. They have it's an in-service day. I don't know why. it's teacher in service. So I got all of them home. My one son just went golfing. It is freezing. I don't know. He and his buddies are insane. And then one of my daughters, she's anxious to hang out with her friend. She hasn't been able to hang out with her in a while. Anyway, who did I send that postcard to? I sent that. This property is in Manheim, PA. Manheim, PA. And I sent that postcard to multifamily property owners in Manheim that are absentee owned, meaning like some will show as owner occupant and they may be living in one of the units. I specifically only wanted to send that to absentee owned multifamily properties. And the original list was 50, but for whatever reason, it looks like 7 of the addresses didn't match up or something, because it tried to send 50, but only 43 are going out. Okay. Those are 2 very tactical ways that you can compound closings into more opportunities in your business. And I'm going to do the exact same things from the settlement I have today. So I have a settlement at 11 a.m. this morning with a motivated seller by the name of Jerry. He actually, this is perfect. In fact, he came, I found Jerry through cold outbound. Cold outbound, meaning I did a text and email outreach to a targeted list of home sellers that were potentially motivated based upon some factors. Okay. And leaddeck.ai is what you can use to find motivated sellers. You can also use it to find the active investor buyers in your market right now. Leaddeck.ai. You can get a free account. You get 100 free credits, which you can use to get free leads. So he had replied to cold outreach, which is one of the 2 topics of our mastermind next Wednesday at 11 a.m. They are free. And if you want to join, if you want to register to join, totally free, just DM me or text me 717-571-0456. And next Wednesday, I'm going to break down using cold outreach to generate motivated sellers and then paid inbound motivated sellers, and how I'm using both of those strategies and how you convert both of those, because it's a very different conversion process with those 2 buckets of motivated sellers. Jerry, settlement today at 11, he came from cold outreach. He originally was interested in a cash offer. I gave him a cash offer, but because I'm licensed, I said, hey, look, Jerry, I have a fiduciary responsibility to you and to protect your best interests. So this is the best cash offer, off-market cash offer we have for you right now. If I were you, this is what I would do. Give me a week to run our 7-day stress-free home sale system, and let's try to beat that best cash offer on the market. Still selling it as is. The best cash offer, he's got a little ranch house in the suburbs of Harrisburg. The best cash offer as is was 123. We sold it in a matter of days for 152. That's what we settled today at 11 at 152. Way more net in his pocket. So what am I going to do with that result? How am I going to compound that closing today into more business? Number 1, I'm going to make sure that Jerry gives me a review. I've already planted the seed. He will absolutely give me a review because he has been thrilled. Okay. That's number 1. So I'm going to use that similar to what I did earlier in this session with Steve's review. That's number 1. Number 2, I am absolutely going to send a big bucket of direct mail, just sold postcards, to a targeted list of homeowners around his property. Now, I'm not just going to blanket his whole neighborhood. I'm going to use smarter strategy to find who are the more likely sellers, so I can be, I can invest my dollars a little bit more strategically from that. And how's this for opening up a loop for you? I'll show you that next week on one of the live streams. It might be Monday, it might be Tuesday. You'll just have to make sure that you are subscribed and that you turn on the notifications, etc. So I will share how I'm going to compound today's settlement into more as well next week on the live stream, one day or another. You'll just have to tune in every day. Here's what you can do for me if you got any value from today's live stream. Do me a huge favor. Number one, check out leaddeck.ai. Lead, LEADDECK.ai. Create your free account and claim your 100 free credits. Those 100 free credits, you can use to find either the active investor buyers in your market around a zip code, or not around a zip code, in a specific zip code, in a specific city, or for the entire county. The other thing you can do is you can find potentially motivated sellers with the tool and do cold outreach, which is what I did to get Jerry. Actually, it's what I did to get Steve too. Steve replied to cold outreach as well. He responded to a text message that I sent that said, hey, Steve, would you consider selling your property at street address to a private client of mine? So both of those settlements came from cold outreach, which is one of the things that I'm going to unpack on next week's mastermind Wednesday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. If you want to register for that, many of you are already registered for that, but if you're not and you'd like to register for that and check that out, just shoot me a DM or text me at 717-571-0456. I think if you go to growwithjosh.com/MM for mastermind, growwithjosh.com/MM. I think you can register right there as well if you don't want to DM me or text me. Growwithjosh.com/MM. We are looking to partner with 5 motivated agents who would like our help and support to close 50 deals in 2026. If that's you, you should text me at 717-571-0456 and we should chat. Thanks for checking out today's live stream. Next week, I'm going to return to at least one of the days, probably 2 of the days, doing outreach using leaddeck.ai, doing outreach to active investor buyers. That's what has been getting me a ton of business, and I think it helps all of you. We'll do more compounding of closings and demonstrating that from today's the closing that I have later this morning. Who knows what else we'll get into, what fun things we'll share next week. Once again, last thing, do me a huge favor. If you got any value, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you turn on notifications. And I hope to see you Monday morning, bright and early. Same place, same time. We start these 8:30 a.m. Eastern every morning. Thanks. Make it a great Friday, a wonderful weekend, and look forward to hitting the ground running Monday morning.